Normally this place is bustling, it's full of action. We're right near Sydney Airport, but coronavirus has the world shut down. That's not going to stop us from bringing you a car review though, and this week it's the 2020 Toyota Corolla. A couple of years ago, Corolla was launched in lovely Noosa in Queensland. Here's a clip. 10 years ago, Mr. Toyota, the bloke in charge of Toyota, a complete coincidence, and it's Toyota, said that they didn't want to make boring cars anymore. Well, they didn't. They're not. Look at this, it's really pretty. And I spoke to the project engineer, and no matter how hard I tried, you know when you laugh and you're trying not to laugh, I kept trying not to say 13th generation because this is the 12th generation. But I just kept saying it. But this is a little bit of what he had to say.
Oh.
Welcome to sunny Noosa.
Thank you very much for coming.
What do you think?
It's very nice weather and a very good place to visit. Yeah, I love this place.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you very much.
What can you tell us about the new 13th generation Corolla?
12th generation Corolla. Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice looking.
Hatchbacks, nice looking, and also improve the dynamic performance also so much.
Now we've improved the ride and handling. We've improved the suspension.
Yes.
Can you tell me about the suspension?
Yes. Now we utilize the GAC platform. The TMGA philosophies, and also we utilize the rear multi-link suspensions. We input it on, and also on top of that, we newly developed the new shock absorbers that can make a good level, high level of the both of the riding and handling performance.
And we've noticed the steering's improved also.
Yes, this kind of steering stiffness also they improved from the current generation much, and also the EPS, the application control, also to make some more better feeling of the handling.
And the transmissions, so we've got the manual, of course, with the rev matching, and the CVT, with a first for Toyota with the torque converter.
Yes, with newly developed TNGA 2 liters engines, we developed the LEXUS CVT that we called that adapted launch gear. Because as you mentioned, this is the world's first CVT that has the combinations of the launch gear and CVT. That can improve the drivability, linearity, and also the fuel efficiency. We can improve the much with this new transmission.
Since then, Toyota's added a sedan to the mix, and they've made a few little tweaks to the lineup. So there's 3 in the trim levels with 2 drivetrains. There's also 2 transmissions. One is a CVT, and that's what most of them have, and the other is a manual, a 6-speed manual, but that's only in the base model. The top model, which is this one here, the ZR, that comes only as a CVT, but it comes as a 125 kilowatt, 200 newton meter 4-cylinder petrol, or as a 72 kilowatt, 142 newton meter hybrid. And the thing about Toyota's hybrids is, and this is probably the most important thing, unlike mild hybrids that some other brands have, this one you can run purely in EV mode. This, however, is the petrol car. The top model also comes with a couple of little extras. So it gets smart entry and push button start, and that means the key needs never leave your pocket. This car's got a reversing camera, which displays on the front dashboard, and you just lift under here to lock or unlock the car. But this is where I've got a bit of a problem. This is just 217 litres. Look how high that floor is. They could make this much better, and the reason for that is the bottom model has a full-size spare. So you lift this up and you can see that there's about 6 inches of space going begging, because this has got a space saver spare and a repair kit. It's worth noting that the hybrid in this doesn't have a spare at all, just a repair kit. And the seats go down in a 40-60 split. And you can see this area is nice and flat, and that's, I suspect, the main reason why they've made this rear floor so high. But I reckon they should make this adjustable like it is in some of the other brands. Space in the back is reasonably comfy. I can fit my feet right under the seat in front. However, although I'm sitting up quite high, my knees are up against the front seat with the seat set for me driving. Space in the front is quite nice, the driving position is excellent, the seats are incredibly comfortable, and in this top model the seats are both heated and power adjusted for the driver. The heating is of course for both seats. There's a raised tablet, dual zone air conditioning, and here's the seat heating controls. They're a little bit secluded, and the Qi wireless charger for your smartphone. As you can see, the dash is black except for the shine from my light. And when you start the car, it comes to light. Steering is standard Toyota with car controls on one side and audio controls on the other. This includes phone and voice. And hurrah, Toyota now has Apple CarPlay. You've got to make sure that you connect the USB to the port that's underneath the dash, not the one that's in the center console. While we're on the center console, there's a couple of cup holders, the auto hold button for brakes in traffic, and the electric park brake, which comes on automatically when you put the car into park. We also have the upgraded JBL sound system, and the doors have large pockets, which includes a bottle holder. Controls on the doors, that's just standard for locking and unlocking of the doors, window lock, window controls, and mirror control. I like all the soft feel. It feels quite luxurious, and the only hard bit of plastic I can find is this and this. Everything else feels lovely and soft. And you can see that Toyota's Apple CarPlay and Android Auto system works just like on your mobile because the screen is a touch screen. And a lot of brands don't have that. They have a silly dial system which frankly doesn't work well. It doesn't play nice with the other kids at school. You control it quite simply with the buttons on the screen itself, but there's also some one-touch buttons down the side to operate the car's systems. So this car has built-in navigation, but you can choose to use your Apple Maps and Google Maps. Who knows, Waze might even work, I've never tried it. But you can have podcasts and other music apps playing, even Amazon Music, which is a new one I hadn't noticed before, Google Play, Pandora, and WhatsApp and Zoom, so you can also handle all your messages completely hands-free by saying, "Hey Siri, take me home."
Getting directions to home.
I think that's very civilized. It's brought up the map, told me where it is, and all I have to do is press go. The other thing I want to mention is this car also has DAB radio, so digital broadcast radio. It's standard on the top two models, but an option on the bottom model, and I think it's around $1,000. Driving a CVT transmission is like driving a normal automatic. So what is a CVT? Imagine a couple of ice cream cones pointing in towards each other, and they rotate. One's connected to the engine, the other one's connected to the wheels, and between them is think of it as a big rubber band. And the gears vary just by the cones going in and out, so there are no gears as such. Having said that, this car does have paddle shifters that you can see here, and in sports mode it'll shift in gear ratio, so it simulates a normal transmission, which is kind of cool. Let's set off. Now you'll hear, did you hear that gear change? That's the car simulating normal automatic gearbox ratios. Handling in the Corolla is quite good. Ride is not exceptional, but it is certainly very good. So we're now at 70, and the ride is quite good. There is a little bit of tyre noise in the cabin. That's to be expected, I guess. Corolla has a couple of other things that I quite like. The safety features, there's active lane control, so steering assist when you're in the lanes. And I can see on the dashboard now that it's monitoring the white lines either side of the car and keeping me in the center of the lane. As well, all of the CVT models of Corolla have smart cruise control at all speed, and that includes lane assist. So I'm going to activate the cruise control now, and it's set at 80, and we're just zooming along nicely. The manual cars, however, they also have active cruise control, but it doesn't have the Q assist function because obviously you're going to need to put a foot on the brake when you're in traffic and on the clutch. Car's not yet smart enough to disengage the clutch. There's also autonomous emergency braking and blind spot assistance. Blind spot now is one of those things I'm not sure most people could do without. I know I certainly couldn't. It comes in very handy. You can see it's come on in that mirror now because there was a car beside me. Now imagine that's a motorcycle or something that is just in your blind spot, you can't see it. The orange light is quite bright, and although it's in your periphery, you can still see it quite easily. Fuel consumption is not too bad, but in the hybrids is especially good. It gets down to about 4.3 litres per 100 kilometres. And that, I think, is astounding, though they do cost a little more. And Toyota has a new plan to put a hybrid in as many models as they possibly can. And in fact, they put a press release out the other day saying that hybrid sales were at an all-time high, and I'm not surprised. As you can see, negotiating city streets is fairly easy. The steering is nice and light, as I said, especially at city speeds. This is a cement road that we're on, and the ride is reasonably good. It was very smooth on the highway. And Corolla starts in the 26,000s. If you go to the Toyota website, you'll see that this particular model, with on roads, is about 36,500. That's a lot of enchiladas. But you do get a lot for that money. Now you get absolutely everything. Dual zone climate control, a lovely interior. The asymmetric dash might drive some of you with OCD completely potty, but I quite like it. The only thing I'm not that fussed on is the tablet stuck on the top. And I think it's because of the asymmetric nature. It's got a slanty side and a straight side. Why didn't they just make both sides straight? There are other cool things as well. There's traffic sign recognition, so the speed limit comes up in the driver instruments. You can also tell the heads-up display what you want it to show. And heads-up display is one of those things that once you've used it once, it's really very, very difficult to do without. A lot of people have said to me they think that heads-up displays would be a bit intrusive, and to begin with it is, but it's just like blind spot monitoring. Once upon a time that used to drive me absolutely potty. The other thing I like about Corolla is that because this is a Japanese car and they drive on the same side of the road that we do, the indicators are on the correct side, so I don't keep turning the wipers on. There you have it, 2020 Toyota Corolla. I think it's a cracker. If you've liked the film, don't forget, hit like, make a comment, and subscribe. Just there.